dark, unforgiving depths of Jiudan Cave, two experienced divers set out to push the limits of their endurance and skill. But what started out as an ambitious dive quickly turned into a fight for survival. Viewer discretion is advised as we explore this harrowing tale. The story of Wang and Wang begins with an unshakable bond forged through years of shattered adventures and an almost reckless thirst for the unknown. Both were seasoned divers by any standard. Yuan, with over 400 dives to his name, was a meticulous planner and deeply analytical, while Wang Tao, with 200 dives, balanced their duo with his instinctive approach and relentless optimism. Together, they set their sights on an ambitious goal, diving deeper into the Jiudan Cave system than anyone had before. Jiudan Cave, tucked away in China's Guangxi region, was no ordinary dive site. It was a geological labyrinth, a system of twisting tunnels and immense caverns that stretched far below the surface. Known for its stark beauty and its dangers, Jiudan had a reputation among the elite diving community. Yuan and Tao weren't strangers to its challenges. They had already completed 15 dives at the north entrance, each one a step further into the cave's dark heart. But on April 18th, 2014, they would push themselves and their gear to the edge. The plan was as precise as it was daring: a descent to 557 feet, 33 feet beyond the existing guide rope, to mark a new milestone in their diving careers. For perspective, both Yuan and Tao had never gone beyond 400 feet. This would not only be a record for them, but also a testament to their skill and preparation. The descent itself was calculated to take 20 minutes, followed by an exhausting decompression phase lasting nearly 4 hours. With over 20 gas cylinders carefully staged at various depths, they were prepared for almost every scenario, or so they believed. Yuan, ever the perfectionist, had gone the extra mile. Before the dive, he sought advice from none other than Pascal Burnaby, the world record holder for the deepest scuba dive. Burnaby's insights were invaluable, touching on everything from decompression planning to managing high-pressure nervous syndrome, or HPNS, a potentially lethal condition that could occur at such depths. Yuan even conducted a practice dive in the Philippines, reaching depths near 500 feet to familiarize himself with the physical and mental strain. Every detail from the gas mixtures to the placement of equipment was scrutinized and finalized the day before the dive. But no amount of planning could erase the unpredictable nature of the cave itself. Recent rains had turned the once pristine water murky, cutting visibility to a mere 6.5 feet for a dive of this magnitude that was like navigating blindfolded. Still, neither diver wavered. They knew the risks, and they had faced their fair share of close calls. Besides, they weren't alone. Support diver Joe Pei would still remain stationed near the surface, ready to assist if something went wrong. As the morning of April 18th dawned, the pair stood at the north entrance of Jiudan Cave, their gear glinting faintly under the overcast sky. The atmosphere was heavy, not with doubt, but with focus. This dive wasn't just another exploration. It was a test of their limits, their training, and their partnership. With one final check of their equipment and a shared nod of determination, Yuan and Tao disappeared beneath the surface. The yawning mouth of Jiudan, swallowing them whole. What lay ahead was a world of silent darkness, where every movement was deliberate, every breath measured. It wasn't just a dive, it was a journey into the unknown, where even the smallest mistake could be fatal. Neither Yuan nor Tao could have known that deep below, where light and sound were nothing but memories, a single moment would change everything. The descent into Jiudan Cave began as planned, each moment a practiced routine in a familiar yet foreboding environment. Yuan took the lead, expertly managing the guide rope to ensure their path back was secure. Tao followed closely, placing directional arrows with precision. Their teamwork was seamless as they passed their previous maximum depth of 393 feet, the milestone they had only set months earlier. Everything seemed to be unfolding as anticipated, but in the shadowy depths of 538 feet, the plan began to unravel. Yuan felt it first, a wave of disorientation creeping into his mind. He shook it off, fighting to stay focused, but then he realized something far worse. The guide rope was gone. Panic bubbled at the edges of his thoughts. In the near zero visibility, the rope was their lifeline, the only way to ensure a safe return. Frantically, Yuan scanned the murky water, his movements consuming precious air at an alarming rate. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he found the rope. Relief was fleeting. The delay had drained his emergency air supply, and he was forced to switch back to his main tank. The gauge showed dangerously low levels. As they ascended, nearing 393 feet again, his body began to betray him. Tremors shook his hands, a clear sign of HPNS. Every breath became a battle, his mind racing for a solution. Behind him, Tao was facing his own crisis. A misstep trapped him beneath a jagged rock formation. He struggled, his air dwindling rapidly, until he was forced to signal Yuan for help. Without hesitation, Yuan turned back, sharing his reserve air with Tao as they worked together to free him. Time was running out. Their combined air supply would last mere minutes. Freed, but disoriented, Tao's strength faltered. Yuan was left to pull him upward while navigating the treacherous ascent. Each kick of their fins felt heavier than the last, the weight of the dive pressing down on them. Then, it happened. Tao lost consciousness. His limp body slipped from Yuan's grasp and began to drift into the void. Yuan's mind screamed for him to follow, to bring his friend back, but the murky water swallowed Tao almost instantly. Desperate, Yuan made multiple attempts to locate him, diving deeper than his body could safely handle. The effort cost him dearly. Yuan briefly lost consciousness himself, the darkness closing in before a jolt of adrenaline brought him back. Knowing he had no choice, Yuan abandoned proper decompression procedures in a frantic bid to reach the surface. When he broke through, support diver Zhou Pei was there to pull him aboard. Yuan's condition was dire. Vomiting, uncontrollable twitching, and disorientation overtook him as his body paid the price for skipping decompression. But even in this state, Yuan's only words were pleas to continue searching for Tao. The cave's depths, however, had claimed another victim. Despite Yuan's extraordinary efforts, Tao could not be found. Jiudan Cave, vast and merciless, had once again proven its deadly reputation. For Yuan, survival was a hollow victory, the haunting silence of the dive, forever etched into his memory. The aftermath of the dive was a somber testament to both the dangers of extreme cave diving and the resilience of the human spirit. Tao's lifeless body was recovered the following day at a depth of 167 feet, a tragic reminder of the perilous journey the two friends had undertaken. For Yuan, survival came at an enormous physical and emotional cost. He spent several days confined to a decompression chamber, his body slowly recovering from the severe toll of rapid ascent and improper decompression. Miraculously, he made a full physical recovery, but the emotional scars of that day would stay with him forever. In the weeks that followed, Yuan replayed every moment of the dive in his mind, searching for answers. His analysis revealed a cascade of critical factors that contributed to the tragedy. First and foremost was overconfidence. While both divers were experienced, attempting a depth of 557 feet, significantly beyond their personal records, pushed them into uncharted territory. The effects of immense pressure, complex gas mixtures, and the sheer physiological strain of the dive had been underestimated. The breaking of the permanent guide rope, a lifeline in such depths, proved disastrous. The extra stress of locating it consumed precious air and increased respiration rates, exacerbating the already dangerous situation. Yuan concluded that Tao's death was likely caused by hypercapnia, or carbon dioxide poisoning, a silent and deadly threat in high-pressure environments. Tragically, Tao had forgotten to switch to his second tank, which still had adequate air. It was a simple error, but in the chaos of the moment, it proved fatal. Despite the tragedy, Yuan expressed profound gratitude for Tao's composure during the crisis. He firmly believed that Tao's calm response was the only reason he survived. If Tao had panicked, Yuan later reflected, we both would have died. In their final moments together, Tao's bravery and selflessness became an anchor for Yuan, guiding him through the darkest hours of his life. The story of Wang Yuan and Wang Tao serves as both a cautionary tale and a tribute to the unbreakable bond between friends. It reminds us of the unforgivable nature of the deep and the delicate balance between ambition and respect for the unknown. Jiudan Cave, vast and silent, holds its secrets well, and for those who dare to explore its depths, it demands the highest price. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this.